I am Suhanani binti Shamsuddin. We are doing oral report for a course that we took in this sem 4, which is Professional Written Communication. I am from Set 2 with Madam Sharifah. Okay, firstly, the NGO that we choose for email for this course is Hospice Malaysia. There are a few reasons why we choose Hospice Malaysia for our NGO. Firstly, we choose Hospice Malaysia because actually we have emailed to many companies such as Nasom, Makna, Damai, and so on. But all of them didn't reply our email. So only Hospice Malaysia that had replied our email. We exchanged email from each other for about 5 emails. Okay. Besides that, we also choose Hospice Malaysia because it is an NGO that is aimed to furnish healthcare providers with necessary skills and knowledge. Because they want to ensure that holistic patient-centered care is never compromised. So we are interested in it, and we want to know more about it. We want to know more about this NGO. Lastly, we choose Hospice Malaysia because it provides the service to the patient with no charge, because they rely only from the donation from the public to sustain their service. So we want to help them to promote their organization to the public. Besides that, we also want to expose ourselves with the NGO that provides voluntary works such as Hospice Malaysia, because it might help us in the future, because we might work as a doctor in the future.
Hello, I am Nurul Izzati binti Kamaruzaman. For the third question, which is our progress so far with the NGO, we had only correspond through emails and had not made any phone calls or go for interview. Firstly, I had read through their website to gather information and to list out questions for information that were not stated on their website. In my first email, I had introduced myself and state my interest in their website. Then I had asked questions, for example, what type of patient do they cater to? For this question, they replied that Hospice Malaysia provide professional community palliative care to those with life-limiting illness, for example, cancer, AIDS, organ failure, or progressive neurological condition. For the second question, I had asked if they do provide any inpatient care service, and they had replied that they do not provide any inpatient care services, but they do have occupational therapy session for those who can attend the session. In my second email, I had asked what can I do to support Hospice Malaysia, and in their reply, they had welcomed us to join as volunteer and also sent a link to their website on information regarding volunteering. They also sent out an application form for me to fill and send back to them, and they also forwarded it to Kylie, a personnel at Hospice Malaysia, so that she can further assist us. In the third email that I sent to them, I had expressed my concern as a student with busy schedule. I had also asked what type of training will be conducted, as well as the duration of the training. I had also asked if there is any examination or test that we need to pass before we join the volunteering team. In their reply to us, they said that there will be a requisite 3-hour induction session, usually on Saturday morning, and this induction session is to let us know more about Hospice Malaysia before we engage with the public. However, the next induction session date has not yet been set, and they will inform us once they know about the induction session date. And they also state that there will be no test or examination after the training session, and we need not pass any test to join the volunteering team. However, as I am a student with busy schedule, they do not recommend patient care for me, as they usually don't recommend patient care for full-time student or full-time employee, as it requires medium-term commitment as well as extensive training. In the fourth email that I sent to them, I had asked what are the aspects of volunteering available and what would they recommend to us. And in their reply, they had stated that I can choose any volunteering aspect in the volunteering form that they had replied, that they had sent to us earlier. And for examples, patient day care, fundraising event, administration, driving patient, equipment and maintenance, IT, clerical, and also gardening. I had also asked how often do we need to volunteer, as well as if there is any schedule set. They state that they will tell us in advance and check with us our availability before they assign us to any tasks. We can also tell them in advance what dates we will be available for volunteering and how long we would like to volunteer. In my fifth email, I had stated my interest to volunteer in fundraising and administration job scope. However, to this date, there is still no reply from them. That is all the correspondence that we had with them.
Everyone, my name is Prashant and I'm here to talk about the segregation of the workload among our group members. So first of all, we sat down and discussed about the NGOs that we want to email and also listed it down based on our interest, and also we made sure that it does not overlap the other group members as to increase the chances of us getting a reply. As for the oral report, we were each assigned to a specific thing we have to explain. As for me, I'm in charge of the segregation, explaining the segregation of the workload. This made the job more easier and lightened the burden of each of us, and also made the task to be completed in a very short period of time and efficiently. As for the written report, again, it's the same. We divided the tasks among us, and this made the job very easily to be completed and in a very short period of time. And that's about it.
Hi, I'm Nisrina Azlin binti Maisa. So during our assignments, there are a few of problems and challenges encountered in the process of communication with the organization via the email. So first and foremost, we did send the emails to a few of organization, but the problem is some of the organization did not reply to our emails, such as the Damai Disabled Person Association Malaysia, NASOM, Makna and Mercy. But luckily, we managed to get one reply from a few of organizations such as the Pengasih and the Malaysian Environment Sustainability of Youth Malaysia. But the problem is the reply that we got are lacking of necessary information that we need, because the reply is very short and brief, and they only told us to refer to their website for further information. So when we reply back their email, they did not reply for the second time. Okay. Besides that, the challenge that we face is to keep the organization interested in replying our email and to maintain the communication so that it will runs continuously. And last but not least, another challenge that we face is that we only can send we can only ask one question per one email that we send to the organization. So we really have to ask a really necessary question to the organization so that to prevent them from getting bored with us and willingly to reply our email. So that's all for the challenges and problems encountered in the process of communication with the organizations via the email.